Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Greyman Operations. Last week I did my first course with the guys from gunlicense.co.za and this video is my review on that course. Now before we get into that, I want to share that we'll be giving away another one of these Strikeman laser firearm training systems to one of our patrons. Now if you want to get in on that and you're watching this on YouTube, it's the first link down below. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, it's the first comment. Guys, we give away tons of amazing gear to our patrons. So if you want to get in on that, consider joining. So the course is run by Mark Mulder from gunlicense.co.za. And the reason why I chose this specific course to be my first one was because they focus heavily on the legal aspect of owning a firearm. And with being a new firearm owner and having the responsibility of carrying a firearm, I wanted to be sure and I wanted to educate myself and know when it is safe to use my firearm. I didn't want to be walking around with this responsibility and have so many questions unanswered and not be certain. So the course runs from like 9 till 4 p.m. So it is a full day. The first part of the morning we focused on things like why people should carry guns. We looked at how you can win a gunfight legally and when you can and can't shoot. Mark also gave us some really good pointers on questions and things you should ask yourself prior to using your firearm so that when or should you need to use your firearm, you know that you're using it legally. Oh, and I also learned about Firearms Guardian. So there is a monthly subscription fee you pay. But if you ever need to use your firearm, then these are the people who are going to help you on the legal side of things. We went into quite a degree of detail on situational and spatial awareness. We spoke about gun-free zones. We spoke about when you can and can't carry your firearm legally. And then we also touched on the legalities of your partner or your spouse possibly making use of your firearm or carrying your firearm and potentially using it. Something I really like about the course is that they keep the classes small. So there's about 2 to 3 students maximum in their beginner classes, and that's really great because it helps you feel comfortable. Often when you go to these courses, and especially if it's your first time, you can be very nervous and you can feel overwhelmed, but they set this real comfortable tone and you feel like there's no stupid question to be asked. You're really comfortable and it's relaxed. We looked at the basic firearm safety rules and then later on moved to a more practical side of things where we field stripped our firearms and we cleaned them and then also looked at how the different internals function. And this is quite interesting because everyone in the class had different firearms. I would say about 3/4 of the day spent in the classroom, and after this we went down to the range. Now this was the first time I was at the range with other people. Generally it's just myself and Ryan, and often when we're on the range, first he will shoot and then I will shoot, so it's one at a time. And at the range, there are people on either side of you, and so that can be overwhelming, but Mark really set the tone of like a safe environment and everything was under control. At the range, he spoke about the 7 fundamentals of shooting. We looked at how to safely handle a loaded firearm and then also spoke and looked at sight picture and sight alignment. We did some shooting from what felt like 5 to 7 meters from the target. And then later on, we did a bit of immediate action tap rack drills. So at one point, Mark loaded our mags with some dummy rounds. And so we wouldn't know where they were placed. And then when there was, when we were shooting and there was failure to fire, we would have to tap rack and assess. You know, as a beginner, I found a lot of value to this course. Not only because I learned much more about shooting, but because it laid down a really good foundation for me regarding the legalities of owning and carrying a firearm. Let's switch the view to the patron giveaway.
Okay guys, it's back to my voice, and those of you who watch the channel know the deal. I'm going to take a list of all my active patrons. There are currently 158 of you. I've been hearing still, like people have been saying, like sometimes Patreon is funny and it doesn't allow their payment to go off. Like just DM me if that happens, and I'm happy to work through that with you. It's basically got to do with your bank changing something random. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is copy those names into a name randomizer where it's going to randomize the order of those names. There are 158 of you guys, and your names have been randomized. Going back to that list, I'm going to copy the numbers that correspond to those names, and I'm going to paste them in a random wheel of names. So there should be 158 names, or numbers at least, and there is. And then I'm going to shuffle those names. There's 150 entries. I'm going to click to spin, and the number this lands on is going to be the winner of the competition for the Strikeman laser target as well as laser cartridge, the second one we're giving away this month. And it's number 2. Wow, that was like super tight between 2 and 78. Number 2 is going to be Kyle Bactaiwa. So well done to you, Kyle. I will hook you up with that target. I'll drop you a message on Patreon, and then we'll get you sorted. Let's switch back and Michelle can end off.
Well done to our Patreon winner. Congratulations. I am very sure you're going to enjoy the system. That's it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.